Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're in the original hot spot, undisclosed location because guess what? We have that one mid-sized truck that is getting some big changes. This is it. This is the all-new 2022 Nissan Frontier. Our particular one is the Pro-4X trim. But before we get into our tactical green mid-size off-road truck, let's talk about what's going on here. Nissan. They originally were selling vehicles here in the United States under the brand Datsun. But boy, oh boy, have things changed ever since Datsun started selling cars and then transitioned under the Nissan banner. Now, when it comes to mid-size trucks, they have grown. They used to be called compact trucks. And I remember the early 1990s, Nissan was really selling some amazing small pickups. Well, guess what? The Frontier's been around for a few years, hasn't seen a major redesign since the early 2000s, but Nissan wants to make up for it, and they want to make up for it in a big way with this 2022 redesign. Now, when you see Pro-4X on the side of the truck, on the tailgate, you know that that's going to be that up-level truck setting when it comes to off-road capability. Now, there are plenty of other mid-sized trucks, that's what that class is called now, to choose from. But what I want to specifically kind of gauge this Nissan with is going to be that Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. Very, very similar, but boy, oh boy, are there some changes when it comes to this 2022 model year. So let's go ahead, let's dive in. We're going to take a look at this. Like I said, new color, tactical green, and we're going to put it up against the Colorado ZR2. So let's go ahead, let's dive into our new Frontier and find out who's the top dog. Right off the bat, the color fits it to a T, and this seems to be the color of choice right now, especially when you look at some of the other brands. Starting at the front of the business, you're going to get all new headlight design. LED headlights, LED turn signals, LED daytime running lamps. Now, right at the start of the comparison, looking at the Colorado is still using older light technology. Plus, the Colorado headlight housings are probably the size of the Frontier's windshield. So a little too large. I like this size. It's right in a sweet spot, not too small, not too large, especially the way they got full LED lighting. Now you'll notice that at the front of the business, how far that fender flares out. They did a great job bringing some nice muscular strength without going too off, overboard. I am gonna have to zonk the fake vent though. Would have been nice to have this be a functional side air curtain. I'm surprised they didn't do that, but you'll notice the flat black extra fender flare because we have that Pro-4X setting on our particular Frontier. Now, as we come across the center grille, you're gonna get that Warrior design taken from the Titan. So smart to bring it into the smaller brother, the Frontier. I like the way it just has Frontier stamped right on top of that grille area. It's a nice, almost like a in-between of a flat black and a dark gunmetal gray. You got the updated Nissan badge with the orange, just makes it pop right off the grille with, of course, a forward-facing camera. I do like the functionality of the grille design, and it is really, really clean styling. We drop all the way down. You're gonna have more flat black, but also more functionality. A little bit of metallic flat silver here, but then you'll notice the bright orange tow hooks. Those are there to pull out the Colorado ZR2s, the TRD Pro Tacomas, and all the other trucks, plus metal skid plates all the way back, including the fuel tank to protect those inner bits. Now, you're looking about an inch higher when you go Pro-4X, and don't be confused because for 2022, there is a Pro-X trim. That one is just two-wheel drive. Of course, we're getting full 4x4 capability. Now, when we get up onto the hood, love the clean design. Everything has a nice raise, kind of angle just a tad towards the windshield, and then you'll notice the lines come up from the grille and just everything coasts right towards the windshield. I'm kind of glad that it doesn't have that style where it goes towards the A-pillars. It really gives a nice bulge. And I know that even though there's not a V8 underneath the hood, a lot of people want that bulge. You're getting it with the Frontier. Now, when we come around the bend on this Pro-4X, what are we looking at? You're looking at the optional beadlock style wheels. So the bummer is they're not true beadlocks, but they are styled to look like beadlocks. So I guess we'll give it a half zonk, but it's a 17-inch wheel, 265 on the width, nice meaty 70 series sidewall. And of course we have those Hankook off-road tires. You can see the armor that is built into the sidewall. Now talking about built, suspension has been totally retweaked for 2022 model year. We do have the Bilstein dampers all four corners with that inch rise in the height of this truck compared to your standard Frontier. And those Bilstein dampers, Bilstein has been doing the business on-road and off-road for decades. They're the shock absorber that's that nice bright yellow. That's how you know it's a yellow with a blue, and we got them all four corners, like the flared fender like I was pointing out, and of course that updated Nissan badge in the center. Now as we go from the badging on the wheel to the side of the vehicle, we're gonna get color matched on the mirror caps. We do have 360-degree cameras all the way around. Love the way that there's no running boards. It would be nice if there were some rock sliders. So that is definitely an accessory, and there's tons of accessories you could get for your Nissan Frontier, but I definitely would recommend some rock sliders. Flat black all the way around, nice and clean. We do have color matched on the door handles. Also, that tactical green, new for 2022. I think that's the color I would go with. It just really, really works super well. Now, as we continue towards the rear, you can see the frame construction. Now, the frame is from the previous generation. So they say 97% of this truck is new. The frame is one of those things that is a carryover, but was the frame really a big issue? I'm not so sure about that. We're gonna find out when we do the driving portion. Of course, we have Pro-4X 4x4, 4 in that Pro-4X. Coming around the back, you'll notice the updated taillights, LED, nice design. I'm digging the Pro-4X badge on the back. You got your Frontier name stamped right in with the Nissan logo. That is the updated logo. And then as we drop down, super clean. You do have for 2022 with the Pro-4X an electronic limited slip locking diff. So you have that electronic locking diff out back to do that off-road business. Why don't we open up the tailgate, shall we? Soft release. We got the spray-in bed liner, and of course, Nissan's awesome Utilitrack system. So what you do is you loosen these bad boys up, and then you can slide them to whatever setting you need. And then you can lock it in. That gives you that versatility of tie downs. And then also on the passenger side, when you're camping, when you're going off-roading, check it out. We have, of course, our power source at the tail end of the business. But you know what? Nice, rugged, durable. You got that rear sliding glass, and they put a shark fin antenna. But you know what? Let's pop the hood and see what's powering our 2022 Frontier. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hydraulic hood struts, which is a nice touch. Underneath the hood, Nissan's making it simple, and I think that's the smartest thing for them while they're going through this Renaissance time period. You have that V6 naturally aspirated power. Now, if you're comparing this to the Colorado, yes, the Colorado also has a V6, but the Colorado does have a diesel option as well, which gives you a little bit more variety. But what are we looking at? We're looking at a 3.8 liter naturally aspirated V6, 310 horsepower, 281 pound-feet of torque. That is more horsepower than the Colorado ZR2. It's made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission. That's more gears in the gearbox than a Colorado ZR2. The truck weighs 4,800 pounds, 0 to 60 in 7 seconds flat. MPGs, 18 in the city, 24 on the highway. The truck can tow 6,720 pounds and has a payload capacity of 1,610 pounds. Now, the other interesting thing is that Nissan has retweaked the rack and pinion for the steering in here. It is a little heavy, and you'll see in the drive how a U-turn is going to happen. But while we go ahead, let's fire up this Frontier Pro-4X and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 Nissan Frontier, new redesign, and we got the Pro-4X trim, which is going to be that top trim. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I'm so glad you're doing this one. I love the tactical green. I want to see more of that. I am also looking at a Colorado ZR2, but one of the things I hate is the interior because it's as old as Noah's Ark. So how much is this new Frontier? This one, with the convenience package, the tech package, and everything else, including the Pro-4X, you're looking at MSRP of around $44,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Now, the door panels, the redesign's looking good. The one zonk I have is at the top of the door panel. It's hard plastic. I wish they would have put some soft touch material up there, but the great news is you have soft touch material in the middle, on the armrest, a little bit of gloss black trim, and remember, this is a pre-production, so some of these finishes might be a little bit different. Door pocket, though, is on the tight side, so maybe you'll have to go with 2 drumsticks from KFC. That's about it, and a bottle of Coca-Cola to wash it down. This does have the optional 10-speaker Fender premium sound system, so you're definitely bringing some nice tunes compared to the Colorado and the Colorado ZR2. Going from the door panel to the dash, they did give us that soft touch material, and it's a nice, almost like wetsuit material, so it's gonna be easy to keep clean. There is an oh crap handle for your passenger, but it's kind of in a wacky place. It's in their line of sight when you're driving them around, but who cares about them? They're just a passenger. We're more worried about the driver. You do have a nice little cubby up here. I have my garage door opener. You could put loose change. You could put maybe some screws and nuts and bolts and stuff that you find that you like to have just in case when you need that kind of stuff. But here's where it gets really good. All new infotainment system. That's a 9-inch system. Standard is an 8-inch. This is a 9-inch. So if you're going ZR2 with the Colorado, you're already doing better in this with an extra inch. And an inch is an inch. And it's whether you win by an inch or a mile, winning's still winning, and you're winning with this navigation. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is great. You got that forward-facing camera looking out the front with the trajectory. I wish the resolution was a little bit better. That's where Chevrolet and General Motors brings the heat, is with their awesome camera technology. But you do have that 360-degree camera, give you a bird's eye view while you're off-roading. You can see those 17-inch wheels and tires there. I could go back to menu. We could go into info. What kind of info can we get? Let's look at fuel prices. You could actually scroll very simply by just taking your finger, nice touchscreen activity. Go back, real simple. You could even do Nissan Connect services. Call a Nissan assistant. They'll help you out with whatever problems that you're having with your Frontier. You could go into traffic, the weather. I mean, everything is so easy to figure out. Let me throw it into reverse. There's your backup camera. Just like the forward-facing camera, not the best resolution, but you can see we got all of our safety technology, including that backup assist. Put it back in the park, we're right back, bring it back to map, and we got it all easy peasy lemon squeezy. Another thing that's real simple is the ability to go from 2-wheel drive to 4 high and to 4 low, all by the twist of a knob. We got our push button start, so it's nice to have that push button start on the Nissan Frontier. Dual climate control, easy to get to, nice digital readouts. USB-C, USB, something you're not going to get on a Tacoma is a heated steering wheel, and we got heated seats. And then, of course, we have the auxiliary. This is the Nismo Twinkie tray. So you can fit up to 4 Twinkies in there, not going to slide around while you're off-roading. You got these little mini handles, these oh crap handles. And if you're the driver, if you're doing this at any time while you're driving, holding on to the handles like this, I don't want to be in the truck with you. That's a problem. So don't do that while you're driving. What you do have, though, is that nice tall shifter. Going to operate that 9-speed automatic transmission. Just a little bit of gloss black, nothing too crazy. 2 cup holders. I like the flat black. It's simple, easy to keep clean. We have the original, going back, way back, original key fob from Nissan. It does have the updated logo, but it's the same key fob. You do have remote start. The good news is it's nice and light. The bad news is if you put this in the wrong pocket of your shorts or your jeans, that might poke you in the family jewels, so be careful. Wireless charging, and you can see that you could put a multitude of different size phones there, which is wonderful. I like the nice neoprene material on the armrest. Super soft. Open it up, what we got? You can put a 3-pound bag of Skittles and a full box of Twinkies. Plus you get a 12 volt in there. Really, really nice. And there's some felt lining, so you're not gonna scratch your Twinkie. No guy wants his Twinkie all scratched up. And then seats, these are leather. This isn't pleather. This isn't some fake clamp-based material. This is the real deal stuff. Love the stitching. Love the Pro-4X embroidery. Nice bolstering. Manual assist for the passenger. I have electric assist over here for the driver. And then we got that standard size sunroof, which is also a nice touch. But why don't you come over here? I want to show you behind the all-new dash in our Nissan Frontier. All right, guys, here we are. Business time. Behind the wheel of this new Frontier Pro-4X. Like I promised, there's the electric controls for the seats. The bummer is there's no lower back support, so you don't have that lower lumbar. But the great news is I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room, even with the sunroof. And these are those NASA designed zero gravity seats. These are actually Lori's favorite seats in any truck. And what's great is comparing it to the Colorado, you're sitting more in the seat rather than on the seat. And on top of that, these are actually comfy, whereas the Colorado, they feel like leather or pleather rocks. Whatever they're made out of feels like hard as a rock. Now, steering wheel, there's some pluses and some minuses. It is a new wheel, but the bummer is it's the standard wheel that's been in the Nissan Titan, the bigger brother. So I wish they would have brought a newer style wheel specific to the Frontier. But the great news is you do have the updated Nissan logo. The buttons are large and easy to use. It's just it's an older style. Leather wrapped on the steering wheel. Steering wheel is tilting. It's not telescoping, which is definitely a zonk compared to the competition. But we do have the gauges and the instrumentation. So you're gonna have an analog tach, analog speedometer, and in the center there is an all new digital display. And what you're looking at are the off-road gauges specific to the Pro-4X. So you can see how that power is being sent, whether you're 4x2, 4x4, and the gradient of how tilted your truck is based off the road, off-road, and on-road conditions. So nice to have that technology. Great visibility, but why don't we go ahead, let's get into the back seat and see how tight it is back there for your passengers in the new Frontier. All right, guys, back seat time. Now, before I get in, I wanted to just showcase the great storage capacity underneath the passenger seat. So we lift this up, you're gonna have this nice storage area. Now, underneath the other side is gonna be the subwoofer for that Fender premium sound system. And what I'm gonna do is I just lift up, put the seats down, and then I'm gonna climb on in and close the door. A little bit tight of an opening there for somebody that's 6 feet tall. And as you can see, I got plenty of headroom. It's just you're sitting very, very upright in this back seat. Now, the good news is you're getting the nice leather soft seats, and the backs of the seats as well have all leather. You could open this up. You got your pocket in here for all of your off-road magazines. While you're off-roading, it's good to learn about some off-roading. And you do have a lot of connectivity, USB-C, USB, and a home power source. They have the real estate for some AC vents back here, but they didn't decide to do it for whatever reason. So I am gonna zonk that, especially because the real estate is there. But as you can see, my knees are up a little too high, more comfortable than I thought it would be, but it's still kind of high near my mouth. And then open this up, just enough real estate for your arm, 2 cup holders, and then you do have the manual sliding rear glass window. Close it up, but why don't we go ahead, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go take this Nissan Frontier Pro-4X for a little on-throttle spin. All right, guys, we're behind the wheel of this 2022 Nissan Frontier. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into 4 high just by twisting the knob. That's gonna show now that I got power going to all 4 wheels. And we're just going to go down this dirt path here, really to show the action of the Bilstein dampers, all 4 corners. Really, really nice and compliant. Obviously, we have taken this some severe off-roading in another review, which I'll leave at the end of this one, but you can see that even coming to this little hill mound here, I mean, it allows us to really navigate through just about anything. Great approach angle, as you can see, going over this this incline, and we're gonna cross the road here and go from one side to the other. Very, very simple. Really shows the capability of this truck. And then you have the skid plates to protect the inner bits underneath. So really just wanted to kind of take a few seconds to showcase some of this on-road and off-road stuff, and then we're going to take it on-road, because I think that's where a lot of people obviously are going to be driving this, is on-road on those daily commutes or getting to the off-road spots. But very compliant, good feedback from the wheel. Now what's interesting is on the road, it actually, the steering is a tad heavy, I think, for most. I don't mind it because I like a nice weighted steering, but I think for most it's going to be a little heavy on road. But this off-road stuff really, really is great. As you can see, this approach angle here, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We got that differential locked in the rear. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. And then let's do a little on throttle, shall we? Going off-road. On throttle, here we go. All grip, no slip, nice and smooth and controlled. And that's what you want. And I think that's what really allows this truck to showcase its abilities, is the ease of use and the versatility, and taking it wherever you want. So that's what's great. Now to go back into two-wheel drive, we're just gonna take that knob once I get to the stop sign here. We're gonna take that knob, I'm gonna put it right back into two-wheel. And that's it. Boom. Wants me to put it into neutral, and then you're in two-wheel drive now. And pulling out from the stop sign, on throttle, here we go. Drops down that 9-speed, you're off and running. Smooth shifts. And the great news is that those Bilstein dampers that are great off-road are also going to be very, very pleasant on-road as well. And that's what really showcases both ends of the spectrum. And like I said, stay tuned at the end of the review if you want to see where we did some real off-road driving in Utah. That will be at the end of this one. But going down the road here, it's very, very compliant. The seats are comfortable. I like having all the digital readout in the center, especially with the Pro-4X trim, because you're going to get that nice off-road gauge in the center. And then I personally prefer analog tach and analog speedometer. I mean, it's just easy to read. I like the way they bring a little bit of red into the gauge cluster there, and the graphics are nice and clear. Zero gravity seats doing their thing, and the steering feels really good. Now, I mentioned U-turn, and that's where there's a little bit of a challenge, and I'm going to show you. We're going to actually go on a side street here, and I'm going to make a U-turn. So let's go on one of these neighborhood roads, driving around my neck of the woods. And that's the nice thing about having this after doing the media drive. So I'm actually going to make a U-turn. We're going to try to do it right here at the end of this cul-de-sac. So by making the U-turn, wheel is fully locked, and as you can see, I'm not going to make it. I'm hitting the mailbox, I'm hitting those trash cans. I'm going to have to throw it in reverse and make this a 3-point turn. So that is the challenge, that if you're going to make a U-turn, you better make sure you have that extra room, because you're going to need it in this Frontier. And I know that was a question last time that we got a lot of people asking, and the surprising thing is that they did recalibrate and change up the valving in the rack and pinion, but still needing that extra real estate to make the U-turn. Visibility out the front is wonderful. I like the nice bulge in the hood. Like I said, everybody wants the bulge. You're getting that nice bulge in the hood. And yes, you are getting a little bit more road noise from the off-road tires, but it's nothing too crazy. But if you're comparing this to the Colorado ZR2, it rides way more comfortably and more smoothly, that's for sure. And you got plenty of power. 310 horsepower in this class is magnificent. All right, guys, we're gonna get this out onto the highway because like I said, a lot of people are obviously gonna use this as their daily truck, whether it be a work truck, A to B truck, but also have that ability to take it off-roading and have some fun with it. But get on the highway, plenty of power. It's nice to have the 9-speed. It keeps the revs down, way down. I mean, here we are cruising at 60 and we're turning about 1,400, 1,500 RPM. So that's gonna allow a little bit better fuel economy, plus you know, a little quieter driving experience. Getting to the infotainment, very, very easy. All the cup holders, storage places, having the wireless charging. It would have been nice to have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, especially with a new system, but still definitely an improvement over the previous Frontier. I think we would all agree to that. But smooth ride as we're going down the highway, and I think that's what's going to allow this truck to be a super success, is that being a midsize, it's easy to park, it's easy to drive, and then on top of that, having the 4x4 capability, having the new technology, leather seating, and a sunroof really just brings everything together in a nice tactical green kind of package. But hopefully this gave you a great overall feel for what this Frontier Pro-4X is all about. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been one heck of a time here on Raiti's Rides with this all new Frontier. I gotta definitely thank Steve and the rest of the team over at Nissan USA for allowing Raiti's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. Are you going Frontier? Are you happy with the changes? Was it worth the wait, or are you gonna go that Colorado ZR2 route? Put it in the comment section. I know which way I would go, but if you wanna keep seeing trucks of all sorts, types, and sizes here on Raiti's Rides, put that in the comment section as well. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click that link in the description. Get yourself some Raiti's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the muscle behind the lens. Lori working that camera like a champ. Show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.